Good morning and welcome to the Quantum Leap Morning Leap session for Tuesday, October the 18th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses. We do not know what the market is going to do. Therefore, we fit a trade plan for each scenario. That way we have a trade plan in place for whatever the market throws at us. This is a subscription room. If you'd like to come in and check us out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to in the pre-market session, and then live trading and analysis during the course of the regular trading session. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so yesterday our main hypothesis was a open auction in range, a move up, and somewhere between the 30 area and the 36 area, finding initiative sellers and pushing us down towards that 18. And we basically got hypo 1 playing out, and then they started to look like it was going to switch over and flip over to hypo 2, which was a move down to that area, and then find responsive buyers and move up. So we got a combination of both in the beginning, but then the sellers did take in and take control, and they slowly bleeded it off until we went down and hit that 18, the CHVN, and then they started, the buyers started coming in and trying to push us back up, and we basically rallied into the close, never got back inside of the prior day range. Now overnight, we have had a very large overnight session. Currently we are at 39.75 is the high, and 20.25 is the low. So we've already had 19 and a half points in the Globex. Our full session ATR is running at 21.47. So we've made a big move up overnight. But let's just take a step back, and first let's take a look at the news. We did get some news. We had manufacturing sales came out much better than expected for Canada, and then CPI and core CPI came out pretty much as expected. 10 o'clock Eastern, we have NAHB housing market, and that's about it for the major news releases. Of course, we are back into earnings, and you can see that basically, most of the earnings were higher than estimated. A couple that weren't, but none of them being a major corporation, but some very big beats so far. We do have earnings coming out after the market. We've got Intel and Yahoo. What else do we got? Those were the biggies, right? So, I mean, we've got two majors going to be reporting after the market tonight, and then we've got a pretty full schedule the rest of the week. Basically, about 100 here, about 130 there, and then it tapers off. So we are in the heat of the earnings season. Going to take a look at the macro to the micro. I like to start my day looking at the monthly. I use a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. I'm looking for slope and separation. And hold on one second. Sorry about that. So I start with a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. I'm looking for slope and separation where it's being challenged or violated. We have a beautiful upward trend on the monthly. Then at the end of 15 and the beginning of 16, we challenged the trend, but then we've taken it back, and so far we've been able to hold above the 9 and the 20. We did come down and test the 9 on the monthly. got to that very important key support at 2107, and so far they've bounced very significantly off of that level. Going to the weekly, you can see that we were starting to get some rollover, and last week we closed below the 9 and the 20. It's the first time we've done that since going back to June, and we have taken it back again so far, and coming up we are going to get a MA squeeze here, and probably a decision point. We either launch and continue, or we fail and start the downward trend. Going to the daily, we were starting a downward trend, and in the Globex so far they've come up and challenged it and trying to get above the 9 right now. Pretty strong move overnight. A lot of volume coming in earlier this morning. Going to the 4-hour, you can see that we are in the process of starting an upward trend. We do have a naked cross down here at 25. I'd mark that on your journal. If we get below the 29, that would be my main target. Going to the 1-hour, we've got a nice strong trend going, good slope, good separation, prices paralleling the 9 quite nicely on this pretty strong trend coming up, and coming up to test that last fractal high that would put us up at the 43.25, our key line in the sand being that 43.75, 44 area. If we get above that, the next fractal high doesn't come in until up here in the 50-60 area. Going to the 30-minute, again, same thing, very strong trend, good slope, good separation overnight. Going to the 15-minute, again, same thing, very strong trend overnight. Bit of a technical gap with a possible foobar Mr. Sneaky setting up here. Move back to close the gap. It brings back up into the back down into the 36-35 area. And then the 5-minute, you can see that we put a double top in on the 5-minute. We are coming back down to close this technical gap, and that'll bring us down into the 37.50 area. Taking a look at the structure, we have come down and basically tested the lower range in this key line in the sand at 2107. We broke the September low at 1050, but then the buyers did step in. The 5-day microcomposite VPOC is all the way up here at the 2129, where they found value the last time, and now we've launched and we're up above the 37. We're coming up and challenging the longer term value area low, which is sitting right on top of that CHVN at 40.50. Our key line in the sand, of course, is the 43.75, 44 area. If we can get above that, then I'm looking for continuation back up into the longer term balance up here at the 53. Failure here below the 37 could get us into chop in around here and come down to that 29.75 area again. But we'll have to watch this 37 area and see if they can hold. Looks like they want to take it up into the 40. We've got stacks at 39.50 and 40. You can take a look at the buying that came in here this morning was very strong. These are very strong, crosses of the spread with large quantity going through at the offer. So they really pushed this up in the last 30 minutes since the news came out. But overall, it's been strong. Inventory is net long overnight, so we have to look at where things will get a little bit dicey for the longs, and I think if we get below that 29.75, that's going to cause some pain to some of the overnight Globex longs. So let's start moving our numbers over. Our overnight VPOC is not likely going to change. It's going to stay at 33. The overnight low is way down there at 2025, just below yesterday's VPOC. Our overnight high is currently 39.75, but as we've been doing a lot lately, we're trading right near it, and very easily could put in a new high before the Globex Open, or the RTH Open, I should say. Our daily 20-period ATI is 21.475. So off of the bottom, the low overnight, 21.475. Our upside daily ATR target is just above us at 41.75. So we're basically have had range, could see some range expansion today. If we go off of the, the current high right now at 39.75, our daily downside ATR target is right at that 18.25. That's basically just slightly above our range low for yesterday at the 17.75. We do have a bit of an LVN here at 37.75. I'm going to be using 37 as a trade area. Below that, let me just get rid of this because I don't need this anymore. We are going to open up with a fairly large gap. Right now we're trading 37.75, and our close from yesterday is 23.75. So we got a 14 point gap. That's not likely to be filled. If we look at the 37.75 and the close at 23.75, our half gap fill, I'm sorry, 37.75 and 23.75. Our approximate half gap fill is going to be back here at this naked VPOC. This will have to be adjusted, of course, based on where we open. Now that's against the close gap. We do have a range gap as well. We're 7.5 points above the range gap. So looking at the levels below 37, I would be targeting the naked VPOC here at the 33 area, and then of course a move to try to come and test the range. I will have a trading level at the 29.75, just below the IB and the range high from yesterday, and then below that, my first target will be 27. The open for yesterday and the CHVN, and then we have a value area high here at 25, and then the target, of course, will be the close at 23.75. And once we get inside of value, then I'd be looking for a trip through value and 80% destination trade and a move down to take out the naked VPOC and the overnight low. Got to do a download. I want to make sure that that I do have the right VPOC. So just give me a second. While we're doing that, let's take, oh, I can't do that because it's going to lock me out here for a second until this data download is done. Sorry, I should have done this earlier and I forgot to do it. I just want to make sure because it looks like we could have shifted the VPOC up near the close at the 23 area, but we did spend a lot of time chopping around in that 20 area. Okay, so it didn't shift, so definitely have that correct. And then anything below the range low, then I'm targeting a move back down into the 1050 and a move back into the 2107. I'm not anticipating that today. You know, we've got a low probability of the gap fill with being 14-point gap against the close. Levels to the upside don't change. Our key line in the sand is 43. Above there targeting 47, but the next big target again is coming right back into this balance here at 53. And then we still have all this repair work, and I've been talking about this, not to get your bear hat on too quickly because we've got a lot of repair work above and we've got the unequalized highs between the December all-time high at 85 and the unadjusted high at 91.50. So my main hypothesis today, Hypo 1 is an open auction out of range or an open drive, but I'm expecting a move down to come down and test the range high and the naked VPOC from yesterday, and then finding initiative sellers and getting a continuation up, testing the 43 and pushing through into the 53. It's going to be above our daily upside ATR target, so I'm looking for range expansion today based on the overnight trading. So Hypo 1 is an open auction out of range, a move down you know, to the 30 level, and then find responsive buyers or initiative buyers and rotating up, chopping around at the 43 and then getting a push up into the 47.53 area. Hypo 2 is an open auction out of range and basically chop, coming down and testing the 30.50, maybe even coming down into the 25, but chopping between the 40.50 and the 30 level, and basically filling in this level as a rotational pause before we get the continuation of the auction up. So Hypo 2 is open auction out of range, large rotations, a push down into the 30.50 level, maybe down into the 27.29 area, but basically chopping between 40 and 27, and just getting a pause day. Hypo 3 is an open drive and a push up into the 43.75, chop, and then get continuation up into 53 and go up and test the other side of that balance up in the 59 area, and our new key line in the sand above that, which is at the should be at the 59 level. So, and that basically would be a gap and go day, and a move back up into this balance and balancing out in around the 53. Hypo 4 is an open auction out of range, a move down into testing the range, failure, come down, and then take out the overnight low and get failure below the 17 and push through down again to test the lows down here at the 2107 area. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.